I believe we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Neutral Zone podcast. Today we are on episode 14. I know we had a bit of a couple-week break. We had a couple people had to go to work, stuff happens. But we're back, episode 14. This is Thanksgiving weekend, or I guess it's not Thanksgiving weekend anymore, but the last football week was Thanksgiving weekend, so we thought, why not have a nice little Thanksgiving special? But as usual, I'm joined by my co-stars, Mr. Austin and Mr. Cameron. Awesome. And today is the ending of week 12 in the NFL. But before we get into NFL, I think it's only appropriate we talk about college football a little bit, as we know. Ohio State fell to Michigan. LSU fell.
Can't believe that's the game I was shocked about. I didn't think LSU was going to lose.
Yeah, a lot of crazy stuff happened in college. I'm an Ohio State fan. I was very upset. I literally walked out of the bar that I was watching the game at, threw my jersey on the floor, took my sweatshirt off, and went home.
You went on Twitter and called CJ Stroud a fraud.
Dude, I was going through it, dude. I was going through it. Obviously,
see, it didn't hurt me that much.
It hurt me a lot. It hurt me a lot because I thought we were the best team in the country for sure. But
I love my boys, but I never thought we were better than Georgia or even some of the other. I thought Tennessee was better than us, honestly, when they had Hendon Hooker.
But it was very upsetting. To lose like that, too, is just way more... It's embarrassing. And in the shoe, too. It's just so embarrassing. It's the most embarrassing thing ever. I went to my brother's place before the game because he lives right on campus. And I actually walked around the stadium a little bit before the game started. There's a huge crowd, huge tailgates going on. I took a couple of videos. I might post that on TikTok and narrate it because some stuff happened in the video that I took. Literally, I was walking down the street and some guy walked in the middle of the street and got slammed by a golf cart and ran over by a golf cart. It was a drunk Michigan fan.
OSU, baby.
That got hit by a golf cart. He stood up and he went, "Hey man, it's all good." Dabbed up the golf cart driver. On their merry way. It was the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Average day in Ohio.
It was the funniest shit.
It's crazy,
I've
man.
ever seen. But yeah, so that happened. So I took a lot of videos especially on TikTok. I had a couple fans jump in and say, "Yo, what's up?" On the video. So I might like narrate over that and post it on TikTok. And it hurts my soul to do that because we lost. But yeah, sucks. But you guys have anything else you want to talk about college football wise, because the CFP is coming up soon.
I mean,
are we gonna? Let's just ignore the fact that Spencer Rattler diffed Clemson and Tennessee
after throwing 2 picks. He threw 2 horrible interceptions, and they ended up beating Clemson by 1.
He did do his normal Spencer Rattler interception.
Caleb Williams looked like a beast. I think
Caleb
that's
Williams
worth
is looking like #1 overall pick next year.
I think that's worth mentioning. But we can run through this real quick. Who do you think is going to be in the college football playoff? Your top 4.
As of right now.
Yeah. I have Georgia, obviously. I have Georgia, Michigan, TCU, and I think USC is going to jump into the 4th spot.
I think we all have the same list. I think the order is different, though. I think Michigan's 1, Georgia's 2,
no.
TCU 3, USC 4.
I don't see why they're
Michigan beat number 2 in the country.
They beat.
Yeah, but the committee thought Ohio State were frauds the entire year. That was the biggest knock on OSU, was that they hadn't beaten a top 5 team. I mean, they beat Notre Dame when Notre Dame was number 4, but I mean, the only other ranked team I think that we beat was Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't see any reason to jump Michigan over Georgia.
I can still see that, though. I can still see it happening.
Either way, it doesn't matter because I still think Georgia's winning it all. Maybe USC because of Caleb Williams, but Georgia is they lost all of their defense, and they're still dominant.
Georgia's going to play TCU, and that's going to be a horrible game to watch. It's going to be Cincinnati last year, basically.
Hey, Cincinnati played good.
They put up a fight. They did put up a fight, but
it definitely wasn't a blowout. But you were having Desmond Ridder play against Alabama.
Yeah.
But I loved that game. I still love Desmond Ridder. That was even though we lost, that's one of my favorite games of all time because I got to see UC in the college football playoff. And all things considered, this year losing, Desmond Ridder, Sauce Gardner, losing their starting quarterback to injury, UC had a decent season. Which I think that's another big thing that should be talked about is UC's head coach, Luke Fickell, is now a coach in the Wisconsin Badgers.
Yes.
Left in the middle of the season before the bowl game.
Nuts.
All right, boys. I think we should move on to NFL. It is Thanksgiving week, so we had 3 games on Thursday instead of the normal one. And, the Lions and the Cowboys always play on Thanksgiving. So let's talk about Lions versus the Bills.
Lions played way better than I thought they would.
The Lions, if they didn't call that stupid fucking pass on 3rd and 1,
yeah,
they would have won the game. They would have won the game.
I think it's
livid.
It's also easy to forget that they missed a chip shot field goal earlier. So I just, and if they didn't play that horrible prevent defense, we probably could have went into overtime.
I don't understand how you call a go route on 3rd and 1.
Yeah.
And then
Here, my thing with the Lions, though,
you have Williams, who is probably
amazing,
one of the best power backs in the league.
I think he is.
Who leads the league in touchdowns, and you don't think he can get a yard? You're shitting me.
Here's the thing. While that was disappointing, I still think the Lions are one of the most fun teams to watch because they don't have a great roster, but they play so hard. They all are fully bought in on Dan Campbell.
Oh my God.
Already they've surpassed their win total from last year. And they had some pretty big wins, man. I know the Packers aren't that good, but the Packers have bullied the Lions ever since they had Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. So I think the Lions are actually a really fun team to watch. I was rooting for them, to be honest.
Their secondaries looked a lot better since they fired their other coach, too. I think the Lions are something to potentially be concerned about next season, depending on what they do in the draft and free agency.
I think another thing that should be taken away from this, though, is Josh Allen just does not look the same. These past few weeks, I know he had the elbow injury or whatever last week, but he just didn't look like Josh. I mean, he had 253 yards, 2 touchdowns. But he also threw the pick, and he barely had over a 50% completion percentage. Like his completion percentage and his interception rate have been out of control these past few weeks. And if I'm a Bills fan, I'm concerned because you got away with it because it was the Lions, but you're not going to get away with it if you play these other amazing teams. Like you play Kansas City again in the playoffs, and you throw 1-2 picks and you have like a 50% completion percentage, you're probably going to lose the game because Patrick Mahomes is playing out of his fucking mind.
Mahomes is playing, I dare to say, even better than his 50 touchdowns.
Oh, absolutely. I think this is the best season I've ever seen him play.
I think he's playing way more efficient than his 50 touchdown year.
He lost Tyreek, and he has played better than I've ever seen him play. So this whole theory that Patrick needed Tyreek, he did not.
No.
I know he still has Travis Kelce, but every quarterback needs a solid receiving core. They have to have someone that they can trust and build chemistry with. It just doesn't work if they don't. You see what Aaron Rodgers went through the first half of the season because him and his receivers just were not on the same page.
No chemistry. You see what Lamar's going through.
Yeah, and look at the Packers now. Now that Christian Watson and Rodgers are finally starting to build chemistry. Christian Watson has like 6 touchdowns in the last 3 games.
Christian Watson has the second most fantasy points over the past 3 weeks, I believe.
Yeah, and he is fantastic. If they had that chemistry at the start of the year, there's a very good chance that right now the Packers would be 8-4, not 4-8.
Yeah. The Vikings with one more win can win that whole.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Already. That's nuts.
I just think the Packers just underperformed so hard.
Right. Yeah, I agree with what you said with Josh Allen earlier about him just fucking shit in the bed. I was a huge
it's really
fan
hurting
of
his
him, too,
MVP chances.
The whole MVP race is just completely flipped from what it was at the beginning of the season as well.
One thing I will say about the MVP though is Tua missing 2-3 weeks and still being number 2 or number 3 in the MVP race is nuts.
It's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do I
Very
think
impressive.
do I think that Tyreek probably deserves to be ahead of him because of his production? Yeah, but
it's a QB award.
We're gonna do it with the QB bias. Yeah.
Right.
But no, I mean, I still think, as much as I hate to say it, because I don't want I still think Patrick is probably the MVP.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna win it, even though I think Joe Burrow should be MVP. But Patrick's numbers are just out of this world, dude. It's kind of scary. Like, we play them next week.
It's an alien.
Yeah. That's gonna be.
He's on pace to throw for over 5,000 yards again.
I've never seen I won't even be mad. Like, every time Mahomes wins MVP, I will never be mad because he just plays such fun football.
Although I will say he threw a horrible interception yesterday.
Oh, he was trying to play Mahomes magic, and then
which he does not need to do.
He probably could have went down there, but he threw it and threw it.
Yeah, he tried a no-look pass, led to an interception. Again, you try that against some other bigger teams, you're gonna pay for it. But you got lucky because you played the Rams without Matthew Stafford, who were already bad as it was.
Yeah.
Giants and Cowboys.
Giants and Cowboys was interesting. Did you guys see the their opening drive stat?
No, I didn't watch the game.
So there was a stat at the beginning of the game. So the Giants had an opening drive touchdown, and there was a stat that it was the first opening drive touchdown the Giants have had on Thanksgiving since 1938 against the Brooklyn Dodgers. I think is what it said.
The Dodgers? I thought they were a baseball team.
That's what I thought too. Huh. But I guess there was a Brooklyn Dodgers football team at one point. I guess that's what the stat said. But or it could have been a different team. But I'm pretty sure it said Brooklyn Dodgers.
All I gotta say about the Giants, now we know what happens when Saquon doesn't rush for 100 and receives for another 50. Daniel Jones looks like Daniel Jones. That
offense shut down completely.
Yeah, I will say the receiving core is pretty bad, but Dallas, man, if they can pull off this win against Philly that they have coming up, they could still potentially win this division.
Yeah.
They're not that far out of it. They just need the Eagles to drop one, and they need to beat the Eagles. And then it comes down to the division records. But I'm pretty sure Philly's only loss is against the Commanders. So it is a division loss.
I think the Cowboys are going to need Odell for this to happen. That's my opinion. I think they're going to need that extra weapon, especially coming into the playoffs, especially with Eagles secondary with the way they played against Rodgers.
They did lose C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
For how long?
I don't know the extent of his injury. I just know that he got hit pretty bad and he had to get carted off. Which that's a major loss. He's amazing.
He's a great safety. They robbed the Saints.
I will say their backup safety, the next play came in and picked off Rodgers. And fooled him too. He tricked him. He backed up like he was going to play a deep zone. Saw Rodgers pump to throw and just cut off the route at full speed. It was amazing.
It was really funny. As soon as that happened, Twitter exploded. And you're like, Aaron Rodgers really got picked off by a white guy.
Which is crazy. You don't see many white defensive backs.
No.
There hasn't been a white cornerback since 2001, I believe. But Patriots at Vikings. Kirk Thuggins winning in prime time. Matthew Judon did not destroy him the way I thought he was going to.
Jay Jettas.
Yeah, he's insane. The one thing I will say, though, about the Vikings that's very concerning is their pass defense is horrible. Mac Jones had a career game against them. They're just lucky that their offense could out-offense the Patriots.
Their secondary is just so young, besides Hitman Smith. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's really, really all I have. It's just so young.
Yeah.
The Vikings, if Kirk is Kirk Thuggins, as we say, they can make up for their bad secondary.
Hopefully. Oh, Giants have designated Tony Jefferson and Azeez Ojulari and Ben Bredesen to return from IR.
That's big. Ojulari is going to be a piece for helping.
He's insane. Tony Jefferson too. Don't get it twisted. He is a veteran safety. He is not. He may not be like a starting talent, but he's not bad at all.
We need to,
right? Because of his ATV incident.
What was it?
Xavier McKinney, their free safety.
Yeah.
He got hurt with the ATV.
Yeah, I think so. Well, no, he played. Oh no, yeah.
Did he play on Thanksgiving, or was he
I think
out?
he did, because I'm pretty sure he got a pick.
Oh yeah, I didn't know.
I'm not sure. Anyways, the only thing I gotta say about the Vikings and Patriots is that defense has to get shored up if they want to make a playoff run. Because if Mac Jones drops 26 on him, we already saw what the Eagles did to him. And that Cowboys offense is coming alive. Which is something I don't think we mentioned. Dak, I think, was like, what, 22 of 25? Or no, that was against the Vikings, maybe. Either way, that Dallas offense is starting to come alive. And I think they found the balance between Dak and or Zeke and Tony Pollard.
Found the balance. They found what's going to work for the passing game, too.
Mm-hmm.
CD has now passed A.J. Brown in receiving yards.
Which is crazy.
He has been for the past 2 weeks. Tell me that at the beginning of the season, I would think you're high. Gallup is getting his footing.
Crazy.
Injury. Schultz is their tight end room has been catching touchdowns like nothing.
Well, yeah, because when Cooper Rush was in, he did not target Dalton Schultz. I don't know what the issue was, but Dak loves Dalton Schultz. So
now I think they're that one piece away, and I think Odell was going to go to Dallas. Even him not being prime Odell because of the 2 ACL tears.
He's still great. I mean, last time we saw him in the Super Bowl, he was ready to take the Super Bowl over. Yeah, he's playing out of his mind.
I think him just being the number 2, being able to stretch the field and take the corner away so Gallup or CD can do something. I think it's a victory for them. That's their biggest need right now, I think.
Oh no. I just hear my cats getting into shit. But moving on to Sunday's games. Texans at Dolphins. That game, I was watching that game alongside the Bengals game because I was streaming the Bengals game on NFL Plus, and I had the Dolphins game on the TV. What's crazy is Dolphins are up 30-0, right, going into halftime. They benched Tua because Tua almost got fucking crucified, and then they put in Skylar Thompson. Instantly, Texans go on a 15-point run. They're within 2 possessions, and they get the ball back. And it was getting to the point where me and my girlfriend were watching the game. We're like, they might have to throw Tua back in because they were starting to blow this lead. And the Texans were getting momentum. They were getting turnovers. Fucking Kyle Allen was hitting Brandon Cooks deep on corner routes. It was looking bad for a second. But I mean, the Dolphins' offense. I don't know if it's their scheme or the Texans. It's probably the Texans secondary, but the Texans secondary was so bad. But I mean, Tua, he doesn't even have to fit the ball through tight spaces. These receivers are just getting wide open in the middle of the field.
They're so good.
Jalen Waddle is top 10, and Tyreek is probably the best receiver in football. I think there's an argument to be made there, and then Gesicki is pretty solid. He's not I don't think he's a top 5 tight end, but he's pretty good. And Jeff Wilson, ever since getting to Miami, has been lights out.
He's been great for them.
And Tua's not turning the ball over. He's delivering the ball in open spaces, and his receivers are just making plays after the catch.
Their defense has been really really solid too. Besides those, whatever, you have your back QB, and they're gonna be in the field.
Yeah, Bradley Chubb, I think, was an insane signing for them. That trade is fantastic. And they almost had 2 defensive touchdowns.
They traded away the Niners pick, and that's looking to be like a 20-23 maybe. Depending on how the Niners are going to go on the run.
And they look like they're primed for a run. The Niners are looking good, too.
Niners looking great.
I think the Niners finally found their footing with Garoppolo.
And he's not, you notice the past few games, he's not turning the ball over, really. So
that's how you win with Garoppolo. He doesn't turn the ball over. Your defense does work. He's got a great winning percentage, too. He just has those 1 or 2 moments a game where you're like, what the fuck are you doing? And if the defense drops them, you're good.
or if he gets the ball out of bounds, you're good on those 1 or 2 moments.
It's nuts. I saw a tweet where they're like, people are gonna look 30 years from now and look at Garoppolo's stats and like, how the hell wasn't he considered like top 15?
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, I guess I want to ask a quick question, actually. Do you think that Garoppolo can win a Super Bowl? Can you win a Super Bowl with him?
Yes.
I think so.
They proved it. If they played anybody but the Chiefs when they were in the Super Bowl, I think they would have won.
Yeah.
Besides 2 plays, I'd say, and that one Tyreek Hill play that was insane, they probably could have won that game. They were up 2 scores, weren't they?
Yeah, with 7 minutes left?
I believe they were up 2 scores with 7 minutes in the third quarter left.
7 in the fourth.
Was it in the fourth?
Yeah, and then Mahomes started, making that comeback.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, that proved that Garoppolo can win a Super Bowl.
And Garoppolo missed a wide open Emmanuel Sanders to win the game.
Yeah.
So
they were 1 throw away. 1 Garoppolo head scratching. What the hell, Garoppolo?
Yeah, it was crazy. So I personally think you can.
Yeah.
Caleb, do you?
Yes. Well, yeah. Like you said, if they play anyone other than the Chiefs, I agree. With Trey Lance, I think they wouldn't have gone anywhere.
It's a really
they've invested so much in Trey Lance, though.
Yeah.
It's like they have to play him because you have to see what you got for all that you invested into him.
Yeah.
But having Garoppolo, like keeping him as a backup, was like a 2,000 IQ play because now you lost your starter and you're still like a favorite to go to the NFC Championship.
And you're probably going to win your division now.
Most likely, yeah. I mean, Seattle's still close, but yeah.
Seattle's close, but their defense is Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
Their D-line especially. Oh, my God.
That was a really fun game to watch yesterday.
They cut it off, and I'm so pissed.
Oh, no.
We'll get it.
The Seattle game?
Yeah, they cut it off.
Dude, yeah, on Red Zone, yeah. I couldn't watch it.
I didn't watch it through Red Zone. That's how I was able to watch the overtime.
They cut it off before Jacobs made his 84-yard run.
Yeah, I had to watch it off Cat because I was watching that game with Cat on Red Zone because Red Zone's like for some reason is super far ahead of like cable television. I don't know why, but it is. So we're watching on Red Zone and it got fucking cut off, and Cat's like, "Shit!" He jumps on his like provider because he's in whatever area he lives in. He gets the game. So he got the game, pulled it up, and he went live, and all we see right when he goes live is Jacobs running down.
Well, he's a Seahawks fan too, right?
Yeah, literally. Right when he went live, all you see is just Jacobs running down the field doing his huge run, and Cat's like, "Wow, god damn it!"
The Seahawks offense has been great all year, but yeah, that was a fun game. But we'll get to that one soon. Mm-hmm. Next one, Cincinnati traveled into Tennessee to play the Titans.
Big win.
And big win. Massive fucking win. I remember going into this game, I was like, the knock on the Bengals all year was they have played, but they haven't. People were saying they haven't beaten a playoff team, even though they already have. But Tennessee 7-1 in their last 8. We're on a fucking roll. Derrick Henry was looking like Derrick Henry again. Ryan Tannehill was playing really good, and Cincinnati came in with the upset. And the game ended on the most bizarre thing I've never seen before. I personally didn't even know it was a rule that on a field goal, your snapper is considered a defenseless player.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that was a rule, but apparently it was.
I knew that because I didn't know if in high school I didn't know that carried over to the NFL, but I remember I fucking laid the center out by accident. I didn't know it was a rule.
Yeah, you're not allowed if you even like push him.
Yeah, if you even touch the center, like they'll call it back and they'll give you an extra run.
Which it makes sense. I get it, but literally because they didn't know it, like when the play happened, they kicked the field goal. I'm like, all right, we're up by 7. I trust that the defense has been holding them all day. Their only touchdown was on a freak play, which, by the way, I know it still resulted bad, but Cam Taylor-Britt, that was fucking amazing.
Yeah, that sack, that strip was insane.
That was
a really good strip. You don't strip Derrick Henry either.
That's
insane.
Cam Taylor-Britt had an amazing game yesterday. I'm loving what I'm seeing from him.
Yeah.
But I remember the kick goes up, and they're like, there's a flag. And I was like, oh, fuck, is it holding? Was it offsides? Like, what was it?
Yeah, I thought it was too. I was like,
I hear personal foul, and I was like, wait, what? And then I see Joe Burrow with the biggest smile on his face when he walks back to the field. And I was like, oh my God, we just won the fucking game.
Yeah,
and
that was wild.
It was crazy. But, my biggest takeaways from that game, obviously, again, no Jamar Chase, no Joe Mixon. And the offense struggled early, but it was, I think it was more of penalties and bad field position rather than actual play. Joe Burrow played fantastic, in my opinion, with no Jamar Chase. Tyler Boyd ended up getting injured during the game. He came back, but amazing defense. Played fantastic. Didn't turn the ball over against a really, really turnover-hungry defense. And, they didn't put up a lot of points, but they didn't need to. It was more of a defensive battle. And Samaje Perine played great.
Trent Irwin, dude. That catch was phenomenal.
The sideline catch was great.
That catch was great. T. Higgins is looking fucking beautiful.
T. Higgins, I've been saying, is a number one receiver, and you need to give him his respect. Since Jamar Chase has been out, T. Higgins has stepped up amazingly.
Samaje Perine, too.
He deserves. Even when Joe Mixon comes back, I want them to split carries.
And
I don't want it leaning Joe or leaning Samaje. I want them to split carries.
Who's the other running back? Is it Travion
Williams?
Yeah, he was pretty good too. He was pretty good too. He had
two amazing plays. The
two carries for 18 yards. Like that's pretty damn good for backup.
Well, one was for 2, but the other one was the huge 16-yarder one that put us in position to ice the game. Yeah. And he had that huge catch on the Joe Burrow rollout. So the offense, I think, stepped up. Eliminate those penalties, and I think they easily put up 30 points again. So, and the defense, the defensive line held Derrick Henry to 17 carries for 38 yards.
Yeah.
In the last 2 games against Derrick Henry's had like 37 or 47 carries for like 100 yards. So that defensive line with DJ Reader coming back, Eli Apple didn't get burned too many times. He actually made like 2 pretty good plays. And Cam Taylor-Britt, man, there is not enough I can say about him. He has played so amazingly for Awuzie. And then fucking even Dax Hill was in the game. They put Dax Hill in on a blitz, and he made a big play.
Yeah.
So I really liked what I saw. Huge win for seeding, too.
Yes.
Needed that win. That tiebreaker over Tennessee could be huge. And they have some major tiebreakers in the AFC already. So I know I've talked long enough, but I was so proud and so happy with what I saw from them yesterday. That looked like the AFC championship team.
That win puts you in place for the division, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Ravens losing to Jaguars. That's huge for us as well.
But I still think this game against the Chiefs is even bigger.
Oh, for sure.
If Cincinnati pulls off this win against KC, and they get to 8-4, they have a game against the Browns, which I know they're like our kryptonite for some fucking reason. But then you win that game too, and you're at a good 9-4 position. Like they are in a very good position. Then Tom Brady's coming to, we play Tom Brady, and he's not looking like Tom Brady right now. And then it's a very difficult second half schedule, but could not have started off on a better note. Going into Pittsburgh, beating the team that upset you in week 1, which I will say TJ Watt is not a human being. That interception he had on Joe Burrow was fucking insane.
That was phenomenal. That was a phenomenal interception.
I don't understand how our team plays like dog shit without him. And then as soon as he steps on the field, we take whatever Barry Bonds was taking when he won MVP.
And hey, Kenny Pickett looked good. He looked good in that game.
The first half, he looked good.
Yeah, but
first half he looked good. Then you stopped blitzing. And then
I loved what Joe Burrow said after the game about that. He was talking about TJ Watt. He's like, I wish I could say there was something I could do about that interception, but there's really not.
No, like he's a freak, and if he was healthy all year, he would be Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, but going into Pittsburgh, beating the Steelers, getting that first division win, and then beating Tennessee in Tennessee. Just great fucking
especially of how good Tennessee's been doing this year too. big win. That was a pretty big win against Tennessee.
They were 7-1 in their last 8. They were great.
Really good.
I think their only loss was to the Chiefs, and it's because it went in overtime. And they had Malik Willis.
Dude, I was getting so much shit talked to me about this game because Fat Matt is a Jets fan. They needed us to lose to get in the wild card. Well, they're already in the wild card now, I think, because they won against the Bears. But they need us to lose to get a pad. And Sam or Whiplash is a Titans fan. He was at the game.
Nice.
I can hear. Let me see if I can find the video. He sent me a video.
The mic'd up after the game too, with Ted Karras yelling at the Titans fans.
You're not gonna be able to see it very well, but this is a video Sam took at the game.
Well, right.
Oh, now nice! You got the P. Ryan touchdown.
Yeah.
He's so sad. But yeah, I was like, that's a great video. I was like, that's pretty sick.
But
yeah.
Can we talk about the Jets game?
Yes.
Yeah, Mike White
Raiders.
just took Zach Wilson's job.
What the hell is with Mike White in his first start, him putting up career numbers?
Dude, I don't know what it is, because he did last year at Cincinnati.
Last year he did it to Cincinnati. He put up like 250, like more than 250.
Oh, no, he put up over 300. I remember that fucking game.
Jesus, Mike White, 22 for 28,
caught
315 yards. Jesus.
He threw for like 3 touchdowns against Cincy, maybe 4 actually, and then caught a receiving 2-point conversion.
Mike White, I don't know what it is, but he got Elijah Moore the ball.
I was going to bring that up.
He got Garrett Wilson the ball. Everybody got the damn ball.
And Garrett Wilson had 2 touchdowns. Elijah Moore had 1. And that team, they love Mike White. Like, if you saw him in his post-game conference, they were hyping him up. And, I think that gives the Jets, because, that was another thing I want to say, too, because when, we played the Jets, we played against Joe Flacco, and everyone's like, oh, they didn't have Zach Wilson. Joe Flacco was better than Zach Wilson. So, Mike White, maybe he'll be better than Joe Flacco, because we know last year Mike White had the huge game, and the next game, it was not so good.
I think our best takeaway from us beating the Jets is we beat their defense, which their defense is
fucking really loaded.
Yeah, their defense is really, really good. The fact that we beat them as much as we did kind of surprises me how much their defense is really
the crazy
good
part, I think, about the Bears and Jets, too, is the Bears were actually winning 10-7 at one point. I was like, okay. And then 31-10. But Sauce Gardner continues to be absolutely elite, although Chase Claypool did have an amazing catch against him.
Where the hell was that in Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I remember watching that play, too, and like, yeah, man.
He got interfered with, bobbled it, and still pulled it in. Like, it was a great catch.
No, but let me celebrate first down with 7 seconds left.
I remember that. That was crazy.
My God. I remember watching that because I remember I was in Buffalo for I think I was there for a funeral, but I remember I was in Buffalo and we were watching the game all huddled around my phone, and we watched Chase Claypool do that, and we were like, oh no. We're like, what the hell is he doing? That was funny.
But another team I want to talk about, which could be one of the next games, the Commanders beat the Falcons, and they are 7-5 after starting 1-4.
Heineke.
The Taylor Heineke experience, man. He's not the most accurate quarterback. He's not even a great quarterback, but that team rallies around him so much. And Brian Robinson had his first 100-yard rushing game. So happy for him.
Yeah,
love Brian Robinson.
Dude, you can't hate Brian Robinson.
Yeah,
you I think he should. Is it possible for him to win comeback player of the year? Is that possible or no?
No, it's his first year.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's true. I forgot. Yeah, man. But after getting shot,
next year he might be able to.
Yeah, but man, they when Taylor Heineke's in the game, multiple receivers actually get targets. You got Scary Terry getting a lot of targets, as he should. They're playing good, man, and their defense has been shored up after they were horrible at the start of the year. But, they had that last-second interception. I will say that with the Commanders, that fucking statue reveal was
that was bad.
pathetic.
That was bad. That was really bad.
Obviously, that's not even the player's
of the
fault.
number, that was bad.
I was like, dude, you said there was going to be a statue, and you put fucking pads on a mannequin.
You put pads? Not jersey stuff that wasn't even what he wore.
Yeah.
Soccer cleats. They didn't even put the tape on the face mask.
And they put the Redskins logo on this one.
But embarrassing.
That's awful, man. That's so awful.
The family was happy. I love them. They said they liked the statue. And
all the power to them.
That's what matters.
But still, as a fan of Sean Taylor, I saw it and I was like, dude, that's embarrassing.
Nick Foles and Doug Peterson have a statue in Philly. If a full bronze statue, and Dan Snyder bought a cheap mannequin.
I probably could afford that mannequin.
I could. That's $500 at most.
Yeah.
I could not afford that.
Next game, one I actually predicted. Broncos at Panthers. Sam Darnold's first start since last year. Let Russ cook. He's baking. And it's burning to the ground. Because he's got teammates coming over to him, yelling at him on the sideline, and Russ is showing no passion. He's just nodding his head and saying, yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it. And, God, he's looking horrible. I mean, I thought, I personally, when the season started, I was like, Nathaniel Hackett's the problem. There's no way Russ falls off a cliff just this hard. I think Russ fell off a cliff just this hard, man. He's missing wide open receivers. And it's not like his receivers are bad. Like, he's got people running wide open, and he's not even looking their direction. And I remember I saw, like, his stats earlier. There was a point where he was, like, I think it was, like, 6 of 7 passing for, like, 10 yards. I'm like, what are you, just throwing, like, 2-yard out routes? Like, what is Russ doing?
This is the most crazy drop-off from a Hall of Fame quarterback I think we're going to see ever.
Yeah, even when Brett Favre played for the Vikings and he had that his last year, which was pretty bad, he ain't looking this bad. Peyton Manning looked better than this in his final season. Peyton Manning won a fucking Super Bowl.
And that was his corpse getting dragged by the defense. But we love Peyton Manning.
But still, at the same time, while he wasn't able to make the throws, he still had his genius mind to call the plays.
He game managed.
Yeah,
what he was
which is fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with game managing that late in your career after that many surgeries.
But Russ is only 33.
Yeah, he's not like. I mean, that should be a quarterback's prime.
He should be like getting. Yo.
Yeah, I mean, do you remember Tom Brady at 33, Aaron Rodgers at 33, fucking Brett Favre at 33? All these guys at 33 were miles ahead of Russell Wilson. They didn't. Yeah, Drew Brees. I mean, Tom Brady really hasn't shown a significant drop-off. I mean, I guess if you want to count this year. Aaron Rodgers, this is his first year where you're like, holy shit, what's happening? But he's 40 damn near. Isn't he 40 or is he 39?
39.
Yeah. And then Drew Brees, I mean, his last year he was so injured. Like, he had cracked ribs and broken bones and he was still playing. Russ, to me, just shows no drive, no intensity. It's like he's just there doing shit.
I don't know what happened. I mean, his teammates in Seattle seem to hate him too.
Yeah, they're calling him out left and right. I mean, Tyler Lockett said, "Look how good we play when we're not arguing over who should take the credit for our success." And then Pete Carroll took a dig at him publicly about how he's like, "Oh, Geno actually follows the plays on the on the wrist." And then he said, Russell Wilson was going off the script and doing his own thing. The only person out of Seattle I've seen that showed any love for Russ was DK Metcalf. But
DK's always been humble.
Yeah, but I personally, aside from the quarterback position, I think the Broncos are a better team than the Seahawks. So you'd think that plugging a Hall of Fame quarterback in there, they should just take off. But they would be better off if they still had Drew Lock.
They would win 6 games.
I'm almost tempted to throw in the backup quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. I think
until Russ can figure out whatever he's got going on.
I was saying this to Caleb last night, which is the extreme. Russ's cap hit, if you cut him this year, is only 34 mil. Only a 34 mil loss. You know who was 35 mil? Carson Wentz when they got traded from the Eagles. And look where they're at now. Do you just cut your losses, or do you ride it out?
Broncos country. Let's ride.
Revives in the chat saying, I hate Russ. If the backup wasn't Buns.
You're back.
Shit, I mean, like...
Who is the Broncos backup?
You know, the Broncos had all these issues for years of finding a better quarterback. And when they got Russ, I was one of the people who went out and said, like, oh my God, they're Super Bowl contenders now because they have Russell Wilson. But if I'm a Broncos fan, I'm taking Brock Osweiler. I'm taking Trevor Siemian. I'm taking...
No. You don't say that.
Oh, the backup for Russ is Brett Rippon.
Who?
Okay, he's pretty bad too.
You're taking Trevor Siemian and Osweiler?
Yes!
No
Over
way.
Russ right now? Brock Osweiler led them to the playoffs.
Yeah.
God, there's so many IRs on this screen.
Are we talking Houston Osweiler? Are we talking
Houston Osweiler led them to the playoffs.
Fuck Osweiler, man. I don't know.
Brock Osweiler, like, no, did he have a good season in Houston? No. Did they make the playoffs and win a playoff game? Yes. Trevor Siemian was better with the Broncos.
Fair enough.
The only quarterback that the Broncos had before that I would take Russ over them is Paxton Lynch.
That's true. Yeah, he sucked.
But literally, I'll take Drew Lock back any day. I'd take Teddy fucking Bridgewater.
Oh, yeah. Teddy
two-timer.
Teddy two-glove.
So, yeah, I'm going there.
Yeah, Russ is awful.
Russ has been a disaster. He has 8 touchdowns. We're in week 12. He's missed 1 game.
The fact that less touchdowns in the weeks is kind of funny.
He almost has more toilets in his he has more toilets in his house than touchdowns.
Yeah.
Doesn't Carson Wentz have more touchdowns than Russ, and he's been out for like 6 weeks?
Yes, and he's been out. He's been out since week 6 or week 5.
That's so funny. I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure Zach Wilson has more touchdowns than Russ.
No,
maybe.
No, he doesn't.
No.
He has 4.
He has half. You're right. But still, Zach Wilson's only played like 3 or 4 games. Russ has been an embarrassment. So, yes, I'm taking Trevor Siemian or Brock Osweiler over Russell Wilson.
I'm gonna put my bias in as well. I think Vic Fangio might manage this team better than Hackett has been.
Yeah.
Hackett's awful.
I was a big Vic Fangio believer. I thought if he got a quarterback, he could have done something.
Dealing with Drew Lock and Trevor Siemian and
Breeze.
Did he inherit Paxton Lynch, or was Paxton Lynch already out of the league?
Paxton Lynch was probably on your guys' practice squad. I remember he was on your guys' practice squad.
I think he's playing in a different league right now. He might be in the XFL. Oh no, he was in the USFL. He was the last pick.
Yes.
Let's see. I'm trying to
trading. Yeah, I'm reading Revive's comments, and from a fucking Broncos fan, Osweiler GOAT, Paxton goddamn Lynch. I wish I had Teddy. Also, trading Chubb was an L. Yeah, trading Chubb was a massive L. Your team's ready to compete for a Super Bowl if you had a better quarterback.
You needed to trade for a first round pick, though.
Yeah.
It was kind of do or die, but now the 49ers are actually looking great. It was a wasted pick.
But next game, we had Bucks at Browns. Did not expect that outcome. Jacoby Brissett, if this is his last game, went out with a bang. And the Bucks, they just can't put up points.
Do you think, how long is it going to take? If Deshaun Watson comes back next week, he plays garbage. He's awful. How many games does it take for Deshaun Watson to play absolutely garbage for them to put
end of the season?
Yeah, the season.
You think he's going to be starting every game this season?
Your season's already lost. You're not making the playoffs.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, it was a nice win over the Bucks, but at this point, you're playing for pride. and you got to see who you paid the highest contract in NFL history to see what he could do.
Yeah. And
so, he's got some interesting games coming up. So,
and his first game back is against Houston.
So he's gonna look good.
If he doesn't pass for over 250 yards, he deserves to get cut.
Yeah, literally. Tua threw for 300 in the first half.
If Tua stayed in that game, he probably could have broke the record.
Probably.
Come on.
He probably would have taken over Mahomes this year for yardage, which is crazy that they're that neck and neck, and Tua's missed 3 games.
Yeah.
But this game ended fucking crazy. Ravens at Jaguars, which we can talk about a Lamar topic while we're covering this game. But I almost said Urban Meyer. Doug Peterson, balls of steel, goes for the 2-point conversion at the end, puts the faith in Trevor Lawrence, and Trevor Lawrence throws an absolute dime on the out route.
Peterson's slowly evolving that team to something that might be special.
Trevor Lawrence has played pretty good too the past few games.
Lawrence hasn't been bad. Etienne being out hurt them early.
But they persevered, and that defense are not good, but they play with a lot of pride.
Yeah.
And they have some really nice pieces too. And Christian Kirk has been low key really good.
Christian Kirk has been worthy of that contract, I think.
I agree. And you got other veteran receivers. I just think they need to get younger at receiver. But, Marvin Jones made probably one of the best catches I've seen him make since he was on the Bengals. But he always, I said this in Neutral Zone, episode 1 or 2. He always has 1 or 2 catches a year that you go, holy fuck, how did he make that catch? And then he does nothing else.
Yeah. Second one is with Detroit. He was really with Detroit.
Yeah. But, man, I've been very critical of Trevor Lawrence, but he looked good. The frat boy played good yesterday.
Trevor Lawrence, 29 for 37 for
3 touchdowns,
321 yards and 3 touchdowns.
You can't ask for a better stat line against Baltimore. And I will say, again, Baltimore's defense letting them down when it matters. They had a 19-10 lead, and the game just blew up.
Every loss has been them choking two scores.
Yeah. So here's the thing, it's gonna lead into our second thing. Lamar responding to this guy on Twitter. Obviously, if you're gonna be the face of a franchise, you don't want your $300 million quarterback saying this on Twitter. If Joe Burrow said this on Twitter, you'd be like, dude, you're literally the face of our franchise. But Lamar Jackson wasn't wrong, in my opinion. And the fact that ESPN is spinning this into saying Lamar Jackson is homophobic and it was an anti-gay tweet, that's not what it was at all.
No. I think Lamar had every right to be pissed off. He had every right to.
Yes.
His situation with Baltimore has been so mismanaged, I think, since his MVP year. I think he's gotten no help, and he's been let down every single year.
I think he's getting help, but the way their scheme is, he's not going to get a big go up and get it receiver downfield. No. They are a very West Coast style offense, I think. But here's the thing. Should Lamar have responded? No, he shouldn't have. But I think Lamar was 100% right in what he said. Yeah. This guy doesn't know anything. He doesn't know. This guy doesn't know anything. He's never played football. Obviously, you can know about it by watching it. This guy, if you truly watch the Ravens and you think Lamar Jackson is the problem, you don't know what you're talking about. That team is what it is because of Lamar Jackson.
Can I ask for? I don't know much about the situation. If people don't know about the situation, can we give context?
Yeah. So this guy tweeted about Lamar and added him in the tweet and said that the Ravens should get rid of Lamar and use that money to build a more well-rounded team. Lamar responded by basically saying that that guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He's never played football in his life, and all he's done with his life is suck dick. It's quite literally what Lamar said. I actually have the exact tweet. Hold on, because Lamar deleted it.
He told him to eat a dick. He didn't say all you do is suck dick. He said eat a dick.
He said, boy, shut the fuck up. Y'all be capping too much on this app. Motherfucker never smelled a football field, never did shit but eat dick.
Damn. That's
He
wild.
basically said, "Shut the fuck up, fuck out of my face."
Yeah, like I say, eat a dick a lot. Like, shut up.
The fact that they were spinning it into making it Lamar be homophobic when he's been nothing but supportive to anybody. There's never been a story that I think about Lamar of any of those.
Lamar's
remarks.
a good guy. Lamar's
a
really
great guy.
He's a really good guy.
He gives back to his community. There's videos of him playing football with random kids in the streets.
Yeah.
Lamar is a great guy. And I'm not going to be a dick because I'm a Bengals fan. You know, obviously I don't want Lamar to win games, but for them to spin it and say Lamar's homophobic and it was a homophobic tweet, that was not a homophobic tweet. That is just something that people say. You say it to your friends all the time, like, "Oh, shut the fuck up, eat a dick." Like, there's worse said than that in fucking Call of Duty lobbies.
There's football, right? There's football, like, obviously, I don't like Lamar Jackson football. But then there's, like, outside of football, Lamar's a good guy.
I'm not going to sit here and
not like Lamar because of football.
Is not attacking Lamar's football play. They're attacking him as a person. And they're spinning him. Like,
what is it? Defamation? Defaming his character? They are.
Literally. I didn't see them say this much about Brett Favre when Brett Favre fucking ripped off millions of people of welfare money. They didn't have this same kind of energy when Richie Incognito made homophobic and racist remarks to his teammate to the point where his teammate fucking retired. You know, they didn't do this to any of these other, and I'm not one to get into like racial stuff, but I'm just saying when I've seen a white player do stuff way worse than this, I've never seen them comment on it at all. No. Richie Incognito kept his career intact, got signed with the Bills, had a good career. Fucking Brett Favre is still the face of the NFL sometimes. They hype this guy up all the time. There's people still defending him after what he did.
Well, Aaron Rodgers, the guy who posted this tweet. Oh, Jameson. Oh, yeah, that fits it.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers revealed that he played an entire season on psychedelic drugs.
Look at what the guy looks like. I just sent in the chat. Yeah. That's the guy who made the article.
But like seriously, like let's be real. Do you think if they revealed Lamar Jackson said on Pat McAfee, "Yeah, I played the whole season on psychedelic drugs," they would fucking spin this story into Lamar being a drug addict?
God. Yes, and
so
I think we should be treating this situation harder than the Kyrie situation. I think them twisting this narrative on Lamar is way worse because Kyrie said, "I support what that message was," but then he had to take it back. Lamar said nothing, and they're spinning this, making him seem like this.
And people still defended Kyrie Irving.
This is literal defamation.
This is defamation of character. Kyrie Irving literally said what he said, and they still defended him on the NBA, saying he should still be able to play for his team. What was it? They said the Nets are going overboard, making him do all this checklist.
But ESPN did attack him. I will say they did go after him, but people were defending him, and
on ESPN people were defending him too.
Oh really? I did not see that. I know.
There were some people on these ESPN shows that defended him.
I know, Shaq, Charles Barkley were like, "This dude is stupid."
Yeah, but people on ESPN First Take were defending Kyrie Irving, saying that the Nets went too far. So, this whole situation is just disgusting. I think Lamar Jackson should sue them. He said nothing that was homophobic. It is just street talk. People say this all the time. And these people at ESPN, I am 100% certain these higher-ups have said way worse behind closed doors. The difference is they're not an athlete, so they don't get this kind of treatment. But
I think it's guaranteed defamation. I don't know if Lamar would sue because I think that will look worse on him, than actual doing it. But
I mean, shit, they didn't even give this much coverage when fucking Brian Flores sued the league for, basically they confirmed that the Dolphins were going to pay him to tank. The Dolphins owner the NFL acknowledged the Dolphins owner quite literally said it, but the reason why he didn't get any serious trouble was because he said it in jest. So,
and then
I don't really care if what ESPN, they can say that this is homophobic as much as they want, but they're fucking wrong. And part of me hopes Lamar does sue, because I would love to see ESPN lose this case.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's this guy, the guy who made the article, he made a new article about Lamar Jackson deleting the tweet as well.
Of course he did. This is guy's claim to fame.
He said it to people who can reply that only he follows or mentioned.
Well, yeah, because
all the people in his chat that apparently he follows are all defending Lamar. They're all defending Lamar. He's getting shit on in his own comment section. It's hilarious.
This guy looks like a fucking substitute teacher. Like he had like 150 followers before this thing ever happened. This dude subscribed to Twitter Blue so he could look like a credible news source.
Let's nobody like attack him or anything. I'm sure maybe somebody a higher up told him to do this. We don't know the full situation with it, and I think that he shouldn't have posted the article or said something. I don't think he should have doubled down. I don't think he should have doubled down on his stance, especially. But this is not a reason to attack him or bang. I think we should sit down with ESPN as a whole for them sticking up for it and not be like, we were wrong.
The ESPN needs to put out a public apology.
I think ESPN needs to apologize.
Well, Lamar also added the article writer said, this is defamation of my character because not once have I mentioned or disrespect anyone's sexuality, sexual orientation, gender, religion, or race. You're reaching. ...
Yes.
Shit, telling someone to suck a dick, that might be in support. He's supporting them sucking a dick.
They deleted that tweet.
Yeah. Anyways.
Lamar deleted the defamation tweet.
Oh, did he really? Oh, it's still
yeah. Anyways, we gotta run through this because we're taking so long on these games. But Raiders and Seahawks. Raiders win OT for the second straight week on a walk-off touchdown. They win 40-34. Josh McDaniels improves his record just a slight bit.
Josh Jacobs is him. Derek Carr was crying after Josh Jacobs got the touchdown. Very sweet sight. And Geno Smith was the first one to go over and congratulate them, which I thought was really awesome because Geno is that guy. Chargers at Cardinals. Chargers win with a walk-off 2-point conversion a la Jacksonville. Justin Herbert has the game of the season for him. 3 touchdowns, no picks. And Kyler Murray still has not won since Modern Warfare 2 came out. Saints at 49ers. 49ers pitch another shutout. The Saints were in striking distance twice. And they dropped a touchdown from Andy Dalton, and then Dalton got sacked on 4th down. They were moving the ball fine. They just could not score for some reason. 49ers defense is him. The 49ers defensive coach is going to get the bag.
D'Amico Ryans deserves the bag.
He's going to get the bag.
49ers
are going to be scary.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't be surprised with them randomly making an appearance back in the NFC Championship.
I wouldn't be surprised. We had Rams at Chiefs. This game surprised literally nobody. Matthew Stafford's out possibly for the season. Mahomes made the throw of the year, in my opinion, when he threw it in midair down the field, but it didn't count because his receiver dropped it. But Mahomes is looking like him, as usual. And then Packers at Eagles. The Packers actually kept it pretty close. Aaron Rodgers could be out with a significant amount of time due to a rib injury. Jordan Love came in and threw a 70-yard touchdown pass immediately. And
Jalen Hurts the first quarter had like 6 passing yards, by the way.
Yeah, but he had over 100 rushing yards. It was crazy.
Jalen Hurts by himself castrated that defense. Is that the word? I don't think that's the word.
No, you got
castrated.
He destroyed him.
That was
good. I think the craziest play in that game, in my opinion, was the A.J. Brown fumble. A.J. Brown caught an out route, and the Packers defense just fucking abused him.
That shifted the momentum.
Yeah, and the Packers rookie linebacker ran across the field to pick up this fumble, ran it almost all the way back for a touchdown. If Darius, was it Darius Slay? I don't remember. If Jair Alexander could have thrown a block, but very close game, surprisingly. And at this point, we have covered all the games, and we can do our game predictions starting with tonight, Steelers at Colts. Might be a snooze fest, unless Kenny Pickett plays like first half Kenny Pickett from last week.
All I know is I am probably not going to watch this game. I see a nap in my future. But Subhan or Cameron, I want to hear your prediction first.
Yeah, you are the Steelers fan.
You are the Steelers fan.
We should win.
I agree.
We should win.
You should win.
Jeff Saturday is coaching against you.
I don't think that we have any reason to lose. I think that this game made me kill myself. I think it's gonna be a game, and it's gonna be a really. I would pick the under on this game. There's not much I could really say about these two teams. The Colts deserve so much better. We deserve all the hell that we're getting right now. That's all I can say.
Who's your pick? Just who's your pick?
We should win. We should win.
So you're picking Pittsburgh.
We should win. There's no, I don't see a reality where we lose.
I hate to say this, but I'm picking Steelers. And this might be the first time I ever picked Steelers on the show. But here's the thing. I just believe Mike Tomlin's going to outcoach Jeff Saturday.
Yeah.
Simply
we
put.
should totally win. But it's going to be close,
I think you guys have every right to win this game. There shouldn't be any way you guys lose it.
I don't.
But unfortunately, I can still see it happening. So
I want you to lose it, but like my pick, if I was to put money on it, I'm going Pittsburgh because they have Mike Tomlin and the Colts have Jeff Saturday, who I have a lot of respect for, but he's just not an experienced coach.
Yeah, if I were to bet on it, I'd probably bet Steelers, but I'm gonna say Colts.
Okay. Moving on to next week, week 13, kind of fucking crazy. Bills at Patriots.
Give me Bill.
Is it? It's at New England. It's at New England.
And it's prime time. Thursday night football.
But Josh Allen played really well against the Patriots, right?
Yeah, except for the one game last year where the Patriots threw the ball 3 times.
Yes, wasn't that in a high wind snow?
Yes, it was a high wind situation.
It was super high. It was like 50 mile per hour wind. It was crazy.
I'm not going to overthink this. I'll pick the Bills.
Yeah. I think the Bills defense is going to show up.
Personally, because I want them to win, because the Patriots are right behind us for the seeding in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So, go Bills. Packers at Bears. If Aaron Rodgers is playing, if Justin Fields starts, I'm picking the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Usually this would be such an easy one. Usually this would be like, Packers.
Packers. Easy.
Yeah,
easy,
usually.
easy.
But then I'm like, oh, God.
I'm picking...
I think I'm going Packers.
I'm going to go Packers because Jordan Love kind of showed me something.
Yeah.
Bears fans, I always got your back. Steelers at Falcons.
Good Lord.
There is if you guys can keep the game close until the fourth quarter, you will win.
Yeah. Yet again, another game we should have no reason losing.
If Kenny Pickett plays like he did the first half against Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, with the Colts game, I forgot to mention the reason why I'm also picking Pittsburgh is TJ Watt. But Pittsburgh at Atlanta, I'm going to go Atlanta because Atlanta can put up a lot of points, and I don't think Pittsburgh can. For some reason, with that roster, Atlanta always finds a way to drop 20 to 30 points a game. Although they didn't last week against Washington.
I think our defense is going to show, and I think that we might squeak that one. We're going to squeak that one out.
But Matt,
I think you'll too. I'm gonna go Steelers.
This one could be very interesting. Jets at Vikings. You have an elite defense going up against an elite offense. Sauce Gardner on Justin Jefferson.
That's gonna be a good game. That's gonna be a good game.
It's so fun to watch.
I kind of want the Jets to win this because that'd be a fun game for the Jets to win.
Because of seeding.
Oh, seeding, right. Right, yeah.
But no, genuinely speaking, I think the Vikings will win just because this is going to be the game where Mike White might come down to reality, but the pass defense on the Vikings sucks, so maybe not.
If playoffs weren't a thing, I would want the Jets to win because I think it'd be fun to watch the Jets actually win against a team like that. But based off of playoff seeding and stuff like that, and I do think the Vikings are pretty fucking good. I'm gonna go probably Vikings.
I'm gonna go Vikings, but
I'm gonna go Vikings, but not confidently.
It's gonna go down to a Kirk Cousins turnover.
I was gonna say this could be a 3 interception game for Kirk Cousins.
Like it depends on what version of Kirk we get.
Yeah. Kirk Thuggins might turn back into Kirk Cousins, but Jaguars at the Lions, that's gonna be a low key banger game.
That is actually gonna be heat. Give me Detroit.
I'm actually gonna take the Jags.
I'm gonna take Detroit too.
There's no bad answer there. That's gonna be
Jaguar fans. I'm on your side.
I'm picking the over. If you're picking, I would bet the over on that game.
Yeah, that game could turn into a shootout. Ooh, Titans at Philly.
Whoa.
We got a good set of games this week.
These are pretty good games. And we got Bengals and Chiefs this game too this week too.
All right. This Titans-Eagles game is gonna go one of two ways. We either get Week 8 Philly's run defense, where they let up like 300 yards in like a span of 2 weeks, or we get now Philly defense.
Are we gonna get an AJ Brown revenge game?
And Jordan Davis is coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think there's a reality where Derrick Henry can go very well for they can't let him go over 60 yards. I don't think.
You know what? I'll just go with my pick. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me the Eagles.
There's a reality. There is a very strong reality where
I could still see Tennessee winning this game though. If Derrick Henry has a Derrick Henry game, they can win this game. Next game, we have the Predator Deshaun Watson going into Houston, taking on his former team.
I'm going to say what you said earlier. If Deshaun Watson doesn't go in and drop an amazing game, it's over for the Browns. But
no, I don't. Are you? It's the Texans, guys.
That's what I'm saying. If Deshaun somehow goes in and doesn't win or drop an amazing game, it's the Texans. You can't.
Don't want to admit it, but I'm taking the fucking Browns.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
They should win this game easily.
They should win by 30, by 40 maybe. They should win.
This one could be fun. It could be a defensive showdown. Commanders at Giants. I'm taking Washington right off the rip. I'm taking Washington. I like Taylor Heineke more than Daniel Jones, and I like that Washington receiving core a lot more.
Washington's offense is just better.
And I like Brian Robinson a lot. Not more than Saquon, but I like Brian Robinson a lot.
Yeah, Washington's offense is just better. There's no. I don't think there's a reality where if Saquon and plus their D line has been looking way better.
Yes.
Washington's defense has only improved as the year went on. I think it's Washington.
You guys are so good at convincing. I'm going Washington too. At first I was like, yeah, maybe I'll take the Giants. Then you guys got all those reasons. Like, damn, right.
Well, here's the crazy. You want to hear the crazy part? Which this would sound insane starting the season. If the Commanders win, they jump the Giants in the standings, I believe.
Makes sense.
Like, Commanders are 7-5. The Giants are 7-4 or 7-5.
The 7-4. Commanders 7-5. Giants 7-4.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm taking Washington. This game should be an absolute blowout, but it probably won't be because the Broncos have a great defense. Broncos at Baltimore. I think we all might be in agreement here. But as much as I want Russ to cook and win this game for our standings, I'm taking the Ravens.
Oh my God, Ravens! Yet again, Ravens should absolutely kill them.
Okay, we're all in this I think is potential for game of the week. Dolphins at 49ers.
Ooh.
We got one of the best offense, probably the best offense in the league, going up against perhaps the best defense of the past few weeks.
The Dolphins are due for a loss.
I'm kind of agreeing with you on that.
The Dolphins are due. I think that I'm gonna. Their defense is good too, though. Like that's the problem with Miami is like their team is just solid.
But here's the thing too: is like I think I trust Tua right now more than Jimmy G. But they both have great coaches, and they both draw up amazing schemes for their offense. Like there are some this thing with the NFL. I think there are some offenses that are player driven. Like when you look at the Bengals, no matter what, you're trusting Joe Burrow to make a play. With the Dolphins and the Niners, you're more amazed by the scheme that's drawn up for the play than the actual players making the play.
What makes this more interesting for me is that this is like head coach versus former OC.
Yeah. God, I love both of these teams. It's in San Fran, so I'm gonna take San Francisco, but not confidently.
I agree. I'm taking San Fran. There's no
I am
wrong
conflicted.
Answer. There's no wrong answer. It's going to be such a good game. Is this game on at night? Or is this the end of
It is a 4 o'clock game for you guys. 3 o'clock.
That is miserable. This should be the 8 o'clock game.
Yeah. I agree. This should be prime time now.
What's prime time? Colts and Cowboys. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm actually gonna go Dolphins.
Okay.
No, I don't blame you.
Seahawks at the Rams. I'm not even gonna think about this one. Give me Geno Smith.
Give me big balls, Geno. Hell yeah.
That was quick. All right. Chargers at Raiders. I'm actually taking the upset and taking the Raiders at home.
Give me the Raiders.
Here's why.
We need that for playoff seeding too, right?
No, they're below us. As long as we keep winning, we're good. But here's the thing. Chargers at Raiders. The reason why I'm taking the Raiders is because I just think they for some reason, if it's a divisional matchup, the Raiders always have these amazing games against all their division opponents.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to be another one where it's going to be like it's coming down to the last drive of the game, and it's like a 3 or a 4 point game. And last week, Justin Herbert did show a lot of promise on his game-winning drive, but my issue was it was against the Cardinals. So I think Justin Herbert might throw a late-game interception that might ice it for the Raiders. And if Josh Jacobs keeps running the way he is, and if Derek Carr stops throwing 2 turnovers a game, Devontae Adams has been playing amazing, even though they're a 4-win team. I think both have questionable coaches. Both offenses. I think the Raiders have the edge in offensive firepower. And
they're not healthy, though.
No, but they still have Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs.
Yeah,
so I'm going to take – this is my upset game of the week. I'm taking the Raiders over the Chargers by, 3 points.
I can honestly see this game going into overtime too. Here, I can look at the spread.
That'd be the 3rd overtime game in a row for the Raiders.
I could see this game going into overtime, and I just remembering last year of the Raiders-Chargers game at the end of the season too. That game was wild.
That game was wild. It was a great game.
It was a great game. Let me see.
They always have great games. Raiders and Chargers games are always game of the year contenders.
Yes.
It's +1 -1. That's the spread.
Wow, who's favored?
The Chargers are.
Oh, wow.
Chargers are -1.
Wow,
so it's gonna be close.
Yeah, I'm taking the Raiders at home.
Yeah.
The spread for the Bengals Chiefs game is -2.5.
Who's favored? The Chiefs, I'm guessing?
Chiefs are -2.5, yeah.
Well,
is it at Arrowhead?
No, it's at Cincy.
Oh. I was going to say.
Well, we can get on to that one. Who's your pick for Chargers and Raiders, Caleb?
I said Raiders, too.
Okay.
Yeah, Raiders.
Chiefs at the Bengals.
Bengals.
Motherfucking Cincinnati Bengals. We got Patrick Mahomes versus Joe Shiesty in a rematch of the AFC Championship game and a rematch of a late game last season. Jamar Chase will be back for this game.
L'Jarius Sneed's been playing lights out against number 1, so I don't think Jamar's going to be a big factor in this game. I think it's going to go down to T. Higgins and Boyd.
And T. Higgins has been lights out.
And T. Higgins has been playing really well.
I think another big thing that a lot of people don't really talk about with the Bengals is Hayden Hurst. He's a major upgrade.
Dog, dude.
I think he's an upgrade over. I love C.J. Uzama, but I think Hayden Hurst is an upgrade.
I think he's a major upgrade.
I think he has just as much passion. And I think if we can run the ball like we have the past few weeks, I know P. Ryan didn't go over 100 rushing, but he had like 57 rushing and like 50 something receiving. I think this game, seriously, like, honestly, it's going to come down to the defense. If they can rattle Mahomes like they did last year, Lou Anarumo has had Patrick Mahomes' number the last year. Mahomes always starts out fired, and then the second half he would die off in the last 2 games against Cincinnati. So, honestly, if the Chiefs win, I wouldn't really be that upset. And Mahomes is 0-2 against Burrow. He's due for 1. But I'm riding with my boys. I'm taking Joe Burrow because I have that much faith in the guy. And he's already proven to me he can beat Patrick Mahomes at the highest level.
This game is... Oh, God, sorry.
Sorry, dude. Just
putting you to sleep.
Get your on out, dude. It's okay. I know we're boring. It's fine.
Yeah. No. This is going to go down to if whoever has a turnover, whoever has more turnovers, obviously, should win. Like, whoever has less should win. But I think there's going to be... Because this Chiefs defense is mediocre to average, I think.
But their secondary is getting better.
Their secondary's been getting better, which they always do as time goes on. I think they're going to squeak it out just due to a interception or a fumble. I don't think it's going to go down to punts. I don't think it's going to go down to anything like that.
Yeah, I personally think we're going to win, obviously, and I think there's going to be some controversy. There always is with these big games. The regular season game last year with the Bengals and Chiefs, the Chiefs held. They had a holding call in the end zone on a 4th down throw that was incomplete. So, Bengals ended up squeaking it out at the end there. And then in the AFC Championship game, they blow a 21-3 lead. So, I'm still taking the guys, obviously. I'm rolling with my Bengals. Yeah. I think Jamar Chase being back, T. Higgins playing the way he's playing with the stride they're playing with, they look just as good, if not better, than they did last year.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Chiefs.
Well, fuck you. Take that fucking shirt off. That hoodie.
Obviously not. Yeah, I'm riding with the Bengals. I think it's going to be very, close. I think it's going to be, like what Cameron said, it's going to come down to whoever has the most turnovers. And I think,
Von Bell's going to come up with a pick.
Von Bell, Patrick Mahomes, Von Bell is Patrick Mahomes' daddy.
Patrick's going to no-look it, and it's going to get picked.
Mm-hmm.
Next game, Colts at Cowboys. We probably all have the same exact pick. I'm taking Dallas.
Yeah.
Flex that out of Sunday night. I am begging you.
Put the Bengals and Chiefs on Sunday night.
Bengals, Chiefs, please.
Or the Raiders and Chargers. I don't mind.
Chargers. Anything but this.
And then the last game of the week, the Monday Night Football game, we got the Saints in Tampa. Andy Dalton in prime time against Tom Brady.
Oh, Cleveland just released Joshua Dobbs to make room for Deshaun Watson.
I'm not surprised.
So I think everyone thought that was going to happen.
You're kidding me that that's the Monday night game.
No, I'm not.
Saints versus Bucks.
We're getting Andy Dalton, prime time.
Prime time, Andy Dalton.
Have they played yet?
Yes.
I remember that's the game. That's the game. That's the game. Mike Evans got booted out because him and
was that New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was when Jameis threw 3 picks in the 4th quarter. But their defense has had Tom's number, man. Last year in primetime, Taysom Hill beat Tom Brady. And so did Trevor Siemian.
True.
But
it's at Tampa, though. Like, they always beat them in the
And here's the thing, man. I love Andy Dalton, but I've watched him in primetime for 10 years plus. So I'm taking the Bucks. But I wouldn't mind seeing Andy win.
I think it's Bucks. Bucks out of the way.
I think I'm going Bucks too.
It's actually surprisingly a huge game for the seeding of that division. The Saints are one game out of first place.
That division is disgusting.
It's all.
Yeah,
it's the NFC
bad.
East
It's bad
from the last few years.
New NFC East. But Brady's gonna win the division. He's gonna go on a run, so it doesn't matter.
I know. I think it was Nick Wright said Brady's gonna go 8-9 and get a home playoff game, and he's gonna go on a run in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm sick. It makes me sick.
Yeah.
All right, so we got that stuff out of the way. All the games. We talked about Lamar Jackson. We talked about Mike White taking Zach Wilson's job. Oh, playoffs.
Talk about playoff picture.
So who do you guys think is actually going to make the playoffs? Who do you think is going to barely miss it? There's 7. We got the seeds right now. We obviously know what it's looking like right now.
Tennessee's gonna get in, obviously.
First off, who do you think is going to be the division winners? Let's just start with that.
Tennessee.
I agree.
Ooh, let me just for everyone that are see everyone.
Well, just don't cover up our faces.
Huh?
Why'd you say it like that?
Don't cover up our faces.
No, he did not say it like that. He said, "Don't cover up our faces."
Don't cover up our faces.
God, dude.
I was just gonna say what's the dealio right now with the playoff pick, just so everyone knows.
Oh, okay. So right now, it's the top 4 seeds in the AFC. We have the Chiefs. The 2 seed, I believe, is the
Dolphins.
The 3 seed, I still think, is the Titans. 4 seed
Ravens.
is the Ravens.
And then 5th is Bills, 6 is Bengals, and 7 is Jets.
I don't think the Jets are making the playoffs.
I don't think New England's gonna make the playoffs.
Well, Patriots are
in the hunt.
They're in the hunt. They're right below the Jets right now.
They're
on the bubble. Out. On the bubble. That's what they call it.
All right.
I think it's kind of fucking crazy. The Bills are a wild card right now. I think the Patriots will overcome the Jets, and I think the Patriots are going to get the 7 seed. But I think Baltimore is going to end up being the
6.
The 6. The Bills are probably. The way that the Dolphins are playing, man. I still think the Dolphins will win that division. So I think the playoff picture is going to look relatively the same. I think we're going to have the Chiefs as the 1 seed. The 2 seed is going to be the Dolphins. The 3 seed will be the Bengals. The 4 seed is going to be the Titans. 5th will be the Bills. 6 will be the Ravens. 7 will be the Patriots. That's my prediction.
The Chargers can make a run, keep in mind.
They can.
The same record. I just don't see that defense holding up.
It would be Justin Herbert's first time making the playoffs. If he doesn't make it in his 3rd season, there's got to be.
It's not. Most of it's not his fault in his defense.
But it's still the way they look at the league and they look at stats. For wins for some reason wins are a quarterback stat.
No,
the way the league views it and everyone else views it. So part of me wants to say actually and change my pick. The Chargers will be the 7 over the Patriots.
I just think that they can go on a run. I mean, the Chargers away, they're 4-2. I think
they do play the. You know what? You're right. I'm switching my pick. I'm having the Chargers as a 7 because when I think about it, the Patriots still have to play the Bills. The Chargers play. They're in a weaker division.
They have to play
the Patriots.
They can easily win against Vegas. I picked Vegas to win though.
Yeah,
they could win against Vegas.
I agree.
I mean, look at the remaining schedule.
You're right. I'm changing my pick. They're going to go on a run.
They do play the Dolphins and Titans though.
Which will be tough.
It goes Raiders, Dolphins, Titans, Colts, Rams, Broncos. So they can win
3 of those?
3 out of the last 5.
Which will put them at 9, which I think will squeak a wild card because The AFC is weird. Like, the top teams have amazing records, but everyone is neck and neck with those wild card spots. Everyone's one game out from each other.
Like, the Patriots schedule looks rough. The Jets schedule looks a lot more favorable than the Patriots.
The issue with the Jets is they don't have a playoff caliber quarterback, in my opinion.
Patriots play the Bills, Cardinals, Raiders, Bengals, Dolphins, Bills. That's their next opponents. And
well, I'm already picking them to lose 3 of those games. I think they're going to get swept by the Bills, and I think that they're going to lose to the Bengals.
And the Dolphins.
Yeah, so, yeah, I'm actually saying LA is the 7.
And the Jets play the Vikings, Bills, Lions, Jaguars, Seahawks, Dolphins. So I think it's going to be between the Jets and the Chargers, shockingly.
Which is crazy. You would never thought starting the season.
No. But I'm going to put Chargers just because Herbo deserves this to make it.
Mm-hmm. Especially after last year, how heartbreaking. The way they didn't get in the playoffs last year, and they let the Steelers sneak in last year. Wild.
Well, it didn't matter. We all knew the Steelers were going to be a first-round exit. They got matched against the Chiefs.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah. TJ Watt looked great, though.
He did. He's the reason they scored.
That's what matters. But I think Chargers can squeak in. I think that's my pick.
Okay.
I agree.
All right, well, the NFC playoff picture, which is a lot different.
All right. There are 4 NFC East teams on here, by the way. So, number 1, we got the Eagles, obviously.
Yeah, they have the 1 seed. 2 seeds, the Vikings, I believe.
2 is Vikings. 3 is the 49ers. 4 is the Buccaneers. 5 is the Cowboys. 6 is the Giants. And 7 is the Commanders.
So,
as of right now.
The NFC Beast.
Easily, it's going to be Philly, Vikings,
yes,
Bucks, Niners. Those are the winners of the division. Wild card.
You know, I think there's a good chance the Bucks don't win their division. Here's why.
There's a shot. I mean, their remaining schedule is kind of cupcake, besides 2 games.
Yeah, here's my thing. Look, man, they, for some reason, when they play other NFC South teams, play fucking horrible. They got upset by PJ Walker. Like, I think there's a good chance that the Falcons surprise them and take the division.
It's possible.
God, it's so wild that they're 5 and 6, and they're the division leaders. Like, God,
I don't see a reality.
I mean, the NFC East is like that a couple years ago. Someone won the division with a 7-9 record.
Yeah, I just don't see a reality where the Bucks don't.
I don't know, man.
It's like, I don't know. This week 1 was so week 1 still impressed the shit out of me. Week, what is it, 4 against the Chiefs? Like, I know the Chiefs got out to a hot start, but Brady was coming back. I think that every time I bet against Brady, it bites me in the ass.
That's the thing. This year, I mean, I've never seen Brady 5 and 6 at this point in the season.
No,
I know he's older, obviously, but
listen, they're gonna end 10 and 6.
I don't fucking believe that. I think they're ending at best 9 and 8. But I think more so they're gonna finish 8 and 9.
All right, they can win against the Saints. They might lose against the Niners, might lose against the Bengals. But, so
2 L's right there.
Add 4 more wins.
I don't know.
They have right now.
They still play the Panthers again, right?
Yeah.
I think they'll get swept. Genuinely.
The Panthers?
The Panthers' defense is fucking elite, dude.
Hey, I think they can go. I think they're gonna go 9 and 8 and make it.
We'll see.
9 and 8 and make it. But
it'd be funny to see all 4 teams in the NFC East make the playoffs.
I don't want that.
I think that's the most iconic division in the NFC.
I think that would be fun, but I think Seattle might squeak one.
Yeah. I'll take Seattle.
I want Seattle to get one in too.
I think the Giants are gonna have a collapse.
Yeah.
And I think the Seahawks are taking the 7th seed because they already have the tiebreaker over the Giants too. I think the Commanders will be. Actually, I think the Seahawks will be the 6th. Commanders will be the 7th. And Dallas will be the 5th.
Like Commanders play Giants, bye week, Giants, Niners, Browns, Cowboys.
Tough schedule, but I think they'll get one on the Giants for sure, and I think they'll get one on the Browns, which will put them at 9.
Probably lose to the Niners because Heineke will look awful in that game.
Probably,
Cowboys.
but that's the thing. The Heineke experience, man. He wins them games they shouldn't win.
Like, if only they won that Vikings game, they would be in a better spot.
Could you imagine? Just could you imagine?
Like, I would be looking at this totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Giant.
Well, I got my 7. Who are your 7? What's your 7? What do you think the seeding's gonna end up?
Giants play the Vikings. And they play the Eagles twice, and then the Colts. The Giants can win 2 games out of the rest that they have.
Yeah, at most 2.
So I think that they might still make it in, though. They might still make it in. That's freaking nuts. But Seattle plays the Rams, Panthers, Chiefs. Rams, Panthers, 49ers, Chiefs, Jets. So they can win. No, I don't see reality where Seattle jumps them. I think the whole NFC East might make it.
All right.
I think.
What about you, Caleb?
I think the first 3 are good. Eagles, Vikings, Niners. I don't see that changing. Bucks. I can see it again. I can see them staying. Because, I don't think the Falcons are gonna twist in front. So I think the first 4 right now are good, but NFC East. I want Seattle to have a chance. So I want Seattle to maybe bump up in front of Washington. But I think the Cowboys are going to stay. The Giants and the Commanders, though, are just the 2 that I'm twisted on right now. So I think either one of them fall out and Seattle falls in at one point. Which in my thinking, it might be either... I think it might be Washington that drops out and lets Seattle sneak in front of them.
Why the fuck?
I just saw that.
NFC East team.
They're in Texas. I know, it's weird. They should be the NFC South. But yeah, they should put the Panthers in the East and the Cowboys in the South.
Yeah,
it makes some of the divisions make no sense.
Whatever.
Some of the names don't make any sense. When was the last time you saw a fucking tiger in Detroit? Or a lion?
You mean?
Tiger.
I was thinking of the baseball team. My bad.
When was the last time you see a tiger in Ohio?
For real.
At the zoo.
Aside from the zoo.
The fucking
Miami,
zoo.
Miami Dolphins. That makes sense.
Makes sense.
You know,
the Baltimore Ravens.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
You know,
That makes sense. The Cleveland Browns. That's just racist.
the Kansas City Chiefs.
The New Orleans Saints make sense.
Yeah. Fuck, I'm trying to think of the other teams.
The Rams.
I ain't never seen a Titan in Tennessee.
Washington Commanders make sense.
Yeah, now
What about the damn? They got Giants over there in New York, bro.
The buildings.
Yeah.
Oh.
The Packers make sense.
Steelers make sense.
Cowboys make sense. The Bears. Are there Bears in Chicago?
Maybe in the woods. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I don't know the
What
wildlife.
the hell is a Packer?
It's like for their cheese packing district.
Yeah.
That's
Like
what
mac and
that's what that
cheese.
is.
Mhm,
Yeah.
That's what they're
They're named after that. Oh, okay. So cheeseheads
They're
make
called
sense. then.
cheeseheads.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know why the Milwaukee Brewers are called the Brewers, right?
The Milwaukee Brewers.
Yeah. The
Beer,
brewing alcohol.
Brewing, yeah,
Beer.
that one makes more sense. I didn't know packing was like
We're gonna ignore the one team in the AFC East.
AFC East. The Bills.
We're gonna ignore. We're gonna ignore it.
Oh, the Jets.
Oh,
We're gonna ignore it.
Did you guys see the stand-up comedy
ignoring
act
Which one?
about the Jets? About the Jets. About the
No.
Jets being good.
is it appropriate for the podcast?
Not really.
Okay. we could tell it after the podcast because I had a funny tweet I wanted to bring up, but I don't want us to get fucked over if we ever get sponsors.
Yes.
Anyway, that covers most of our big topics. Who's doing top 3, bottom 3 this week? I did it on the last podcast.
No, that's wrong. I did it last time. Because you guys roasted me. You guys roasted me for the head coach's thing.
You're right.
I have that ingrained.
I did it
brain.
on the podcast before
In my
you. So
brain.
it's Cameron's turn.
It's my turn, everybody.
It's my turn. You told me it was my turn.
All right. We're gonna go back to the classic textbook.
Oh, Revive said, "Let me do it." Chat special edition.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I like that idea.
All right, Revive. Give us a top 3 then.
Get him in the call.
And then bottom 3. We'll give us a topic for top 3, bottom 3, and we'll go over ours.
Yeah.
Man, you can put your own in there because why not? We gotta get Revived on as a special guest in like the next
Top
episode.
3 Broncos players.
When the Broncos get the number 2 overall pick, that goes to Seattle. We'll get him on.
Top 3.
Yeah. Dude.
Oh my god. Remember last week not last week, but the last time we did it, we did like bottom 3 Call of Duties.
And we were talking for
God,
like
we
45
talked
minutes.
for like half an hour.
45 minutes.
Why are you laying down over there?
That
Top 3
that
picks
proves
in the
that we
draft
need
and which teams? Ooh, that's a good one.
top 3 picks in the
Alright.
draft.
All right, Bryce Young won.
What?
Bryce Young number 1 to Houston.
You got Bryce Young going number 1?
I don't think Bryce Young's going number 1.
Who would go over him?
Stroud.
I think Stroud would go over Bryce Young.
I got Bryce Young number 1 to Houston.
I got Stroud going number 1.
I have Stroud going over Bryce Young. By
Seahawks will get the number 2 pick, right?
Seahawks right now, yeah, I believe.
I would say
they need defense,
any
right?
defense.
Any team with defense.
they need some run stopping defensive line.
I don't know who's really good this year right now.
Yeah, I don't know much about defense of college football.
I normally wait till
Because I only watch offense.
I only wait till after.
Fuck you, Austin.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, because everybody watches defense after the football playoffs, and you're like, oh, this guy's a stud, mainly. That's what I
say.
Casual.
Yeah, I haven't watched enough college to know, but I would say I'll give you the position. I think that Seattle number 2 would go interior defensive line.
D-line, D-end, anything.
Yeah. And the number 3 pick, I think, will go
right
to...
Who's number 3 pick right now? Let me look it up, boys.
Jags?
Don't worry.
No, it's not the Jags. Might be. Are there any other 3-win teams?
It's San Fran from Houston.
Oh, yeah. They would go, in my opinion, I think...
Was that last year? Wait, that was last year.
Oh, yeah. No. Wait.
Number 1, Houston Texans. Number 2, oh, wait. This might be...
Yeah, hold on.
Number 2 says the Panthers, and then number 3 says the Bears. Hold on, this might not be right.
Hold on, no, because they got their pick from
Yeah,
Houston.
there was a trade.
This is old. This is old.
Who has the Rams pick? The
Detroit.
Lions. Yeah, the Lions. But they've won their way out of the top 3.
So number 1, or the Bears traded away their pick, right? Oh no. Okay, number 1. Okay, this is updated. This is updated. Number 1's the Texans.
Yeah.
Number 2 is the Bears. And number 3 is the Lions from the Rams.
Is the what?
The Lions,
The
and it
Lions.
says from the Rams.
But I thought
marks.
the Broncos have.
I thought
Oh, Rams
Broncos
the same
had
record
two.
as us.
And then Seattle's number 4 from Denver.
Okay, number 2 is who? The Bears. The Bears have to go receiver.
Then. Let's do like top 5 then, like our top 5 draft picks. So we did Seattle.
All right. Well, number 2, I think the Bears are going receiver, and I think. Oh God.
Who's eligible this year?
I know. I was thinking, is Marvin Harrison Jr. eligible?
No. One more year.
Yeah, I know Jackson Smith and Jigba is, I believe.
I think he is, but I don't know if he's going to commit. I think he's staying one more year.
What about Fuck, man, I'm forgetting his name. I can't remember Georgia's number 1. I can't remember his name. But if in Jigba,
are they worth that top 5 then?
I think the Bears really don't have a choice. That or they're going defense, and then they make a splash pick in receiver.
It says Jackson Smith and Jigba might go to the NFL. But I'm looking at wide receiver ranks for the draft.
Ninjigma, that guy from LSU. I don't know his name.
Mm-hmm.
Booty, right?
Yes, Booty.
Yes. Booty.
Yeah. I think the Bears go receiver.
That kid from TCU, Johnson.
Quentin Johnson. He's number 1 on the. So I'll read you guys the top 10 wide receivers in the draft. It says Quentin Johnson.
Well, we don't need the top 10.
We don't
Jordan
need the
Addison.
top 10.
Oh, okay. Well, fuck me then. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they. I think they might go I think they'll go Johnson from TCU. They need a stud receiver. And then who's 3?
3 is
Panthers?
Or the pick is the Lions.
3 is Detroit.
Oh, okay. Detroit's going defense. Oh, you think they're going Stroud?
I think they're going Stroud. I don't see why they shouldn't.
I would take defense if I'm Detroit. I know they went top 5 defense last year, but
listen,
their issue has not been Jared Goff. And Stroud, to me, I don't. If I'm the Lions,
Stroud. Okay, sorry, I'll let you go.
No, I'm just saying, if I'm the Lions, me personally, I think the Texans will jump on Stroud first because they're bad at making draft picks. I don't think Stroud's the number 1 pick, but I think they're gonna take him number 1. Personally, I would think if the Lions were smart, they pass on Stroud because Stroud, to me, he's good, but I don't think he is a top 5, top 10 pick. I think he's gonna slide. And if I'm the Lions, the issue has not been putting up points. It hasn't been Jared Goff. The issue has been the defense. If I'm looking at maybe not another edge rusher, but maybe someone in the secondary.
Like I'm looking long term in job sake. I know he's not on the hot seat, but they have another season like they are this year.
Then he is on the hot seat.
And he's on the hot seat. So I'm looking for long-term investment. Like Anderson can go from Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously. Like they could take a corner. Who's that really good corner? Oh shit. Georgia.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
But like I as a
that's who they should pick, in my opinion, opposite Jeff Okudah.
As a job-saving move, I think they're gonna go Stroud. Do I think that they need him? No, but he can sit behind Goff.
Okay. And then we already said 4 was Seahawks. We said they'd go D-line.
Yes.
So who's got the 5th pick?
It's Broncos right now. Or no, it's Steelers. It's Steelers. It is the
What's going on, guys?
It's the Steelers.
And the Steelers, the number 5 overall pick in the draft, select a new offensive coordinator.
We select
Matt Rule from Nebraska.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me look. Let me find who I want. I know exactly who I want. Where's he at? Oh, where's he at?
Urban Meyer.
I know. No, hold on. Where the fuck's that? I'm looking on this website real quick. Where's he at? He's a funny name.
Funny name? It's not Booty.
Yes. No.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Oh, I know you're gonna say.
Hold on.
I know you're gonna say.
All right, who am I gonna say?
No, I'm pretty sure I know you're gonna say.
Who am I gonna say?
It's the one fucking. It's the one dude with the funny name. I forgot. It's If you say
What team, Caleb?
Huh?
What is it, Caleb?
What
What's
team?
the funny name? What team? Yeah. What's the name, Caleb?
I don't remember. I just know he has a funny name. Why are you guys teaming up on me? Just say it.
Henry Toto.
Oh, that's not all I was thinking of.
No. I'm thinking if Anderson drops, I will be salivating at the lips. That's best player available.
What are you doing?
I think we could take D line, we could take corner, anything defense or offensive line. We could take that Penn State tackle.
Yeah.
There's not a bad pick for us. We have a perfect spot to take whoever we want.
Okay.
So I'm not worried.
Revived. Who is your bottom three? Or what is your bottom three?
General Booty. That's who I was thinking of.
Yes.
I was thinking of General Booty.
Ah.
That's who I was thinking.
Who does he play for? Purdue?
He plays for Oklahoma.
Right? Oh. Oklahoma.
And why is he not
That's who
starting? I don't know.
I knew it was something Booty, but I didn't want you guys to think it was LSU, the LSU guy.
No, yeah.
It was something Booty.
Booty.
Booty. Boutoir.
Also, I had no idea what team he played for. I just knew he existed.
He's like the third string on Oklahoma.
Yeah, poor guy.
He's very much.
He should be first string for that name alone.
Facts.
I literally just looked up funny college football names to find it.
Nice.
Number 2 is Kool-Aid McKinstry from Alabama.
Is
It's
what?
a great name.
Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Kool-Aid?
Kool-Aid McKinstry from Alabama.
You're shitting me.
He's got a ring. Kool-Aid McKinstry.
His friends
got a
call him
ring.
K for short.
That kid has not seen the field at all.
Oh my god, the description of his name says burst through the offensive line. Oh yeah. Because he's a defensive back.
Majority? Oh wow.
Jaquavius Marks.
Majority
Storm
of the
Duck,
bets.
Funny about Jaquavius.
Pig Cage. Bumper Pool. DeColdis Crawford.
A majority of the bets favor Indianapolis on Caesar Sportsbook.
Wow.
Oh, let me see. Yeah, the spread's plus 2.5.
Pittsburgh.
It's favored for the Colts, minus 2.5.
I think plus 2.5 for the Steelers sounds pretty good.
The over and under is 39.5 too. So that's not bad either.
No. I don't think is Revive even here?
I think Revive probably fell asleep. Let's do a Thanksgiving one because it's Thanksgiving. This is our Thanksgiving episode. Even though Thanksgiving wasn't
Didn't we
a
already
topic.
do?
Yeah, we already did Thanksgiving, didn't we?
I thought we did Thanksgiving.
Oh, we
food.
did it. We did it like. Oh yeah, we did it like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
This is our Thanksgiving special, though. Why don't we waste
too
it?
bad.
We missed. We're way past
missed.
Thanksgiving.
We're on Thanksgiving weekend.
No, we're not. It's Monday.
Last weekend.
People got their Christmas tree up.
Yeah. It's you're acting like yesterday they didn't say Thanksgiving games all day. You're acting like today they're not going to say that it's Thanksgiving game. You know damn well today they're going to have the Thanksgiving things up.
But it's not.
They will. They did yesterday.
Yeah, true.
So they will. They definitely will today. Are you guys both eating?
No, I'm
not eating.
I'm just fucking around.
What the hell up, Austin? I see you chewing.
I'm not.
What are you eating?
Nothing.
What are you eating?
I'm not eating anything.
I saw you chewing.
Eating Twizzlers.
No,
Jesus
I'm not.
He is eating Twizzlers.
So,
They're the pulling peels.
yeah, people do.
Revive said, "Keep talking for another 20 minutes." Fuck it. What's your bottom three? Okay,
We're ending the podcast in 10 minutes. What's your bottom three? Actually, Cameron, you come up with the bottom three.
Is he not? Is he not doing one?
We asked for his bottom three, and he said, "Keep talking."
That's the point of a podcast, jackass.
I keep looking at these funny names. They're funny. Hot Rod Fitton. He's part of the Gamecocks too. Nice.
Nice cock.
Major Burns.
Oh, in this mock draft, I'm looking at
Shittasilla. This guy's name is Shittasilla. That's hilarious. New Zealand Williams. God, these guys are going to be NFL famous. Booby Curry?
What?
This guy's name is Booby.
Booby Curry, though.
This mock draft has Cincinnati taking Michael Mayer from Notre Dame.
Oh, we're going to have a fucking killer.
That would be actually big for you guys.
Fish McWilliams.
All right, Cameron, what's your bottom three?
All right, bottom three. Bottom three. Oh god. Oh god, bottom three is so much harder.
I know.
You already did bottom three defenses a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm doing top three again because fuck you. Top three Odell landing spot.
I got Cowboys as number one because I just think that's the obvious pick. Bills as the number two, and then I have
Giants or no? You think they're out?
I'll give it to the Giants number three.
I mean,
I think a sneaky team could be the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
That would be wild.
But I think
I'd be pissed.
I think it's definitely Giants, Cowboys, Bills. I think he's out on the Rams, especially.
Yeah.
I don't see him going back to the Rams.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to go back.
Yeah,
to the
especially
Rams.
how they're doing it. Especially right now. Like hell no.
He's out on the Packers. I think the only teams are KC, Bills.
He just wants
Cowboys.
contenders.
He wouldn't go to the Giants if he wants a contender.
Well, maybe he thinks he can make them a contender.
True. I think he would only go to the Giants for money.
Money.
Because they're not going to go far in the playoffs, I don't think.
No.
I don't see the Giants making it.
All right.
That was very easy.
And that brings us to the end, I believe.
All right, and that brings us to the end. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you if you are watching on YouTube or on Spotify. We appreciate you guys for watching out, coming out, and listening to our conversations. If you guys haven't already,
Cameron posted TikTok.
Cameron posts on TikTok. That's a good thing.
Can I take this? Can I try?
You try. I'll give you that. You asked us for the information. You asked us for how to log in.
I couldn't get in. I don't know why.
Let's talk about the information right now.
Yeah. Well, here. So, are you ready? Here, I'll give you our username and password right now. Are you ready?
Anyway, final thoughts. Boys.
Final thought. All right. Let's start with Cameron. Cameron, final thoughts. He's thinking of something funny. Think funny.
thinking.
Think faster. Funny.
Booby Curry.
Booby Curry.
Hold on.
Oh my God, he's Matt Canada.
Hold on.
I can't tell if he's actually doing something or not.
Hold on.
No.
Oh, I saw it.
I know who it is.
I saw it. He's coming.
He's coming, Bengals.
He's coming tonight. He's coming tonight, Cameron.
Dude, he was so hyped a couple weeks ago when the Bills lost. Did you hear his one for the Bills?
No.
He was like, Buffalo Bills.
Cameron, he's coming tonight, dude. He's coming tonight.
I got this on Black Friday.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
How'd you much you get that for?
My mom got it for free. Verizon was doing like a deal.
Oh
shit!
Damn.
I'm trying to get a watch.
Austin, final thoughts.
Joe Burrow MVP.
Mahomes MVP.
Enough said.
Eat a dick.
Mahomes is.
My final thoughts, boys. We're not sponsored, but if you don't have any lotion, Jergens is the way to go. Get yourself some hydrating coconut. Make your skin soft.
Dry beaters.
Yeah, there's people that dry beat. That's wild. That's wild. I bet Cameron's the type of person to dry beat.
Cameron's like, I don't beat at all.
You just said not sponsored. I hope we talked about wanting a sponsor.
Yeah.
Or not sponsored by. We're not sponsored by
find a
Jergens, dude.
sponsor one day.
Who's gonna want to sponsor us? When we talked about like a porn star like 3 weeks ago. And then,
Lotion.
Lotion.
We'll get sponsored by the Hub.
If somebody gets us a sponsor, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I'll get us a sponsor. Fucking watch.
I've been trying to.
Watch.
I'm on podcast podcast corn, whatever it's called. Something like that. That's where they sponsor. I've been trying. But my real final thoughts are: I had an awful sports week. Awful sports week.
We fucking won.
Here, let me tell you about my sports week then. Before I tell you, yesterday the Bengals winning was the first thing in my entire week that actually went well. Let me pull up my a couple of my bets.
Pick her up.
I had awful bets this week. So first on Thursday, I bet on what? Why do I have black? What is blackjack here? Where's my?
Give her a kiss.
Bet history. There it is. Kiss your dog. Oh my god, it sucks to look at this. So on Thursday,
cute dog.
Thursday was the 24th, right? Yeah, Thursday 24th. I had the Buffalo Bills under 60.5, which hit. I had the Buffalo Bills. I had the Detroit Lions plus 15.5 hit, and I had Wisconsin versus Kansas NCAA minus 2.5. Kansas won by 1 point. I lost that bet. It was $20 to win like $300. So I lost that bet. That was the beginning of my week. Then I bet on the Giants Cowboys money line. You can only guess what team I bet on to win. Only could have guessed what team I bet on to win.
Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, bet on the Giants.
No.
Bet on the Giants. I didn't win. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. And then, fuck it. We had the Ohio State Buckeyes game. Hopefully they'll show up and make me feel better.
Ohio State Buckeyes.
It didn't happen.
What happened?
It didn't happen. It did not happen. And then we were also watching Mexico versus Argentina. And my friends are big Mexico fans. Mexico lost 2-0 to Argentina.
Shit, I think USA's playing right now. They're playing Iran.
And then I did, you know what? This is yesterday. I was like, I'm going to bet a 3-leg parlay to hopefully raise my spirits. Please raise my spirits.
No, don't do it.
Please.
Don't do it.
Bears versus Jets. What's he doing? Is he hitting the gritty? He's hitting the fucking gritty right now.
No, you didn't see what he did. He's grittying on an Ohio State shirt.
Oh my god.
Yo, he was kind of smooth with it though.
He's kind of wobbled with that.
Maybe you put a gritty tutorial.
But then yesterday I was like, you know what? My luck has been awful. I'm gonna go for a 3-leg parlay, and these all should be pretty good. These all should be good. There's one that I was like, you know what? This does not seem like a good bet, but if it hits, it'll help me get more money. First, I had the Baltimore Ravens winning. Didn't happen.
You bet on the Ravens, you traitor.
I bet on the win because they were playing the Jags, and they were plus. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. And then I bet on the Chicago Bears and the Jets over 38. That hit. I was like, all right. I didn't think that was the one bet that I was like, oh, I don't think that was gonna hit, but it hit. I am never gonna do this ever again. And I don't know why I've done this multiple times, and this is the last time I'm ever gonna fucking do it. I'm not betting on the fucking Broncos. I'm done with it. Fuck the Broncos. Fuck the. It was versus the Panthers. I thought maybe
It's the fucking Broncos.
I thought maybe Russ would be competent enough to beat the fucking Panthers, but nope, I'm wrong.
Dude, it's Sam Darnold.
I'm wrong. And then
Moral of the story, kids: don't sports bet.
Oh, that's not the end of it. There's one more bet that I put last night. God. Packers game.
You bet on the fucking Packers.
I got a text last night. I signed up for this thing where this dude would text you a free sports pick every week. That should be a hit, and it's a plus bet, so it should hit every time. This motherfucker called me. I've never had this happen. I've never signed up for something for someone to call me. Dude named Dave Miller called me.
What up, Dave?
And he was like, "Yo, make sure you do Packers plus 6.5. It's gonna hit tonight. I'm telling you, plus 6.5. Bet it. It's gonna happen." I'm like, "Oh, plus 6.5. That sounds, that doesn't sound bad. That sounds like a good bet." Do we know how much the Packers lost? You guys want to know how much the Packers lost by yesterday?
7.
Yeah, 7. They lost by 7.
Dude,
and that was my week. That was my weekend.
Like
Bengals won. I can't complain. The
gamble.
Bengals won. Bengals won. I can be happy about the Bengals winning, but it was bad. It was very bad. But anyway, again, guys, if you guys want to follow us on any of our social medias, it's all down there in our link tree in the description. So go check that out. Go follow Austin on Twitter. I think I have your Twitter down there. I think I have all of our Twitters down there. So go follow all of us on Twitter. And if you guys want to watch
sports hot takes,
you see his sports hot takes. You also see Austin does Call of Duty stuff as well. So go follow.
What'd you say, Cameron?
You'll see Austin overreacting over about everything on sports Twitter.
I don't overreact.
Yeah.
Name one overreaction. Name one.
He's pulling up the receipts. But yeah.
If this is the Josh Allen tweet, I was right.
While he's doing that, follow us on TikTok. We post pretty regularly. It's been a little iffy these days, but we post mainly regularly on TikTok. I've been just kind of fucking around with the filters on TikTok and posting it because I think it's funny.
You can tell.
I was doing the one filter the other day. I thought it was funny. But also we do other stuff, not just sports things. Like Austin does Call of Duty stuff. So if you follow on Twitter, you can also check out his Call of Duty stuff. Cameron doesn't do anything. He doesn't even go on TikTok. So, just follow his Twitter and maybe you'll see something of his. I don't know. Whatever happens.
Cameron overreacts on everything sports related.
Cameron's dog is currently sitting in something on his floor.
And a 3-letter word.
A 3-letter word on his floor. But and I do some stuff on YouTube. On my other channel.
To post Call of Duty.
I used to, but I've kind of stopped. I'm actually about to post a new video coming soon. But but yeah, that's about it. Cameron, do you want us to wait?
He's actually been a good boy recently.
Oh, there you go.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, he's been good.
He's been a good boy recently. I haven't seen anything.
I will say that thread was hilarious where me and you got into it, and then everyone was like, "Shut the fuck up! You're a fucking Rams fan," and you're like, "I'm not a Rams fan." Like, and then they were like all just ganging up on Cameron. It was so funny
for no reason. I'm not even a Rams fan. They're like, "Bro, the Rams suck this year." I'm like, okay.
I don't even remember what I tweeted, but me and you got into it, and then you were like, it's about George Pickens. And then
No, I thought it was about like Kenny being like 0-1 against the Bengals or something. Like,
no, I said George Pickens is a bitch or something like that, and then you responded to it, and You said Joe Burrow hasn't beaten the Browns, and then I said Kenny Pickett hasn't beaten the Bengals.
Okay, here. Pickensburg said 0 rings, just being like a prick what he was, and then you put 0 wins for Kenny Pickett against Cincinnati, put 0 wins for Burrow against the Browns.
And then I don't even remember what I said after that. I said, look where that got him.
You said, look where the Browns are and look where the Bengals are. Second place doesn't win anything. This is when you guys were second place. And you still
Yeah.
are right now.
Tied for first, but yeah.
And you're like talking like they're in a game out of first. 3-7 doesn't win anything. Like, I know. I'm the biggest Steelers hater. I'm like, yeah. I thought you guys. We're down at the bottom. We found AJ Green and Andy Dalton down here.
Yeah, and then I was like, AJ Green has a better record than the Steelers right now, and Andy Dalton. But then the gang showed up. They started roasting Cameron.
And then these fucking randos are like, imagine being the bandwagon fan for a team that needs the refs to win a Super Bowl. And I'm like,
I don't agree with that, by the way. I don't even agree that the refs gave the Rams the Super Bowl, but they came in and started roasting.
You guys got gifted that T. Higgins touchdown. I think it was only fair.
I will say they evened it out because they called a bullshit holding penalty on Logan Wilson.
Yeah, I said I'm a Steelers fan who likes Ramsey and Donald. I don't see the problem. I'm like, yeah, that checks out. And this random dude said, "Watch me be an Eagles fan."
Yeah, I saw that. They're like, watch him be an Eagles fan. I was like, he just said he's a Steelers fan.
And I'm sitting. He's like, watch him be an Eagles fan next. I'm like, who said I'm a fan of the Rams or the Eagles? Am I not allowed to watch like two of the best defensive players at the position? I said, relax and stop with the cry because they beat you in the Super Bowl. Ramsey sucked in it, but still. And he said, I never said you were a fan of the Eagles. I said you're going to be a fan of the Eagles. Learn to read. I'm like, this kid.
So funny.
I said, yet again, I'm not going to be, nor am I. What are the Rams to do with anything? And the guy that attacked me first, he said Dick riding them with the Rams profile picture, but I have no clue what that to do with anything. And then we ended it there. I'm like, yeah.
Great
sure,
thread.
Great
thread. It all started from me and Soulbound getting into it. Or me and Carrie getting into it.
And I'll take the Dick riding play because I like Aaron Donald and Ramsey, but either way, I'm a Steelers fan, and I'm not going to bandwagon the Eagles.
It was so funny.
I'm sitting, then I respond.
I was like sitting on the couch, and my phone kept going off, and I was like, "Who are these people?" And then I was like, "Oh, they're arguing with him."
Yeah, and like I'm not gonna reply to your clown ass because I'm finding too much fun. I'm gonna keep replying to your clown ass because I'm having too much fun replying to you.
It was a great thread.
I love Twitter fights with people that don't know.
Dude, NFL Twitter is so toxic, and I love it.
Alrighty, well.
Oh no, Benny, we're gonna fight. Hold the fuck up.
Oh god.
He tweeted out and said, "Resident Evil fans, when I introduced them to actually good games." I've been waiting to use this video.
Alright, I think we should end this here, though.
Yeah.
So, guys, again, if you guys enjoy this, please follow our podcast. Go follow our TikTok down below to know updates on our podcast. And, yeah, we will see you all, hopefully, next week.
Next one.
And if we aren't here next week, make sure you follow us on TikTok to follow for updates. We'll see you guys later. Peace out.
Peace.